Alright, Victorum Gaming fans, we're back. We got another video today. We're coming back to Cruel Seas. We're taking a look at another little unboxing. We've already actually got everything open just to save a little bit of time. So a little bit more love for the Germans here. So we got the U-Boat 7C, and this is just a big old one-piece resin kit with some metal add-ons. We can see there's a 88 actually already sculpted on there facing forward basically. You get your usual Kriegsmarine flags, the little tab sliders for the damage. Again, personal recommendation is not using them and just finding better aftermarket options. There's definitely some things out there. We'll come to the model in a second. We get our usual wake marker, the metal bits. So we have a 20 mil, the 88's already on there. Like I said, you get the masts and some of the other little things for the forward part of the ship. On the stat side there, so you got room for a little bit of equipment. You got torps fore and aft, which is really cool. You got two machine guns there, a 20 millimeter with 270 degrees aft, and a 88 millimeter with 270 degrees forward. So you do have a decent little amount of firepower on it aside from the torps. It comes with 100 hull points, so it can definitely take a punch, but again, you want to be using the sub, to shoot from a distance with its torps and stuff. If it's coming down to you having to use this as a gunboat, something's probably gone wrong. But it can certainly defend itself if things get a little bit too close for comfort. But anyway, an 88 millimeter gun, a 20 MG times 2, bow torpedoes times 4, stern torpedo times 1, and diesel rule there. And on the card, they only put the surface speed, but basically it's significantly slower if it's submerged. 30-degree turning angle, slow 6, combat 12, and full 18. So it's no slouch necessarily on the surface, but again, obviously you're going to be a little bit more vulnerable to attack there on the surface. So, so there's that. And then if we flip it over just to get an idea on the points, you got a nice range of ability, or not abilities, but veterancy levels there. So 180 points coming in for an inexperienced crew, so fairly cheap. Regular crew is probably going to be a typical one there, 230, but it's only 25 more points for the vet crew, which seems like if you can spare the points, that might be a really solid choice there. So not overcosted, I don't think, but again, definitely got to be played right. The sub is not going to be there to brawl, as we said, with cannon fire or anything like that, and using your torpedoes right. I did see from basically in the rule book, which we'll have a series of videos on and stuff too for the factions, you can buy basically like sort of a second volley of torpedoes for your fore and aft and stuff like that. So that will definitely jack the points up a little bit, but being able to fire multiple times with the torps and creating like good spreads is going to be a really cool ability. The back torpedo looks like it has to come straight out, but the forward ones do have 30-degree options off of the sides there. So being able to, again, fire a very solid spread and put some pressure on enemy ships that are vulnerable to torps. This is going to be exciting to be able to use that. Now we come to the model itself. So again, it's like we said, it's basically one big resin piece, and then we'll add some metal bits on there. So super crisp detail there, basically as it's kind of like coming out from under the water. Again, we got to glue a little bit of stuff on there, so this is definitely going to be really cool to model and work on, like paint and weathering and stuff like that. So just super crisp. Warlord always does a great job with their resins, so really happy with that. It would be cool to kind of just have a regular one sitting on the surface though, but definitely looks very dynamic for this model. So we might even pick up a second one depending on how this works in some testing. So really cool model. Looking forward to having this painted and then actually getting some battle reports for you guys. So again, if you like World War II at all, naval combat, and don't necessarily want to slug it out with the big ships, Cruel Seas is from Warlord Games. Basically small coastal combat, things like patrol boats, stuff like that. And yeah, just really fun game, so worth checking out. And if you guys like this video, hit us up with a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and then stay tuned for more Cruel Seas content.